up, guys? So it's your boy Hellshaker here. Yeah, so I just wanted to do this video. Stink, thanks to you for just kind of, throwing it out there to do it. So this is kind of just something, I might upload it, make it public for YouTube, or just upload it up to you guys, whatever. But I'm just going to take you guys through a few videos, and with this video I'm going to show you my particular loadout for my interchange loot runs, as well as a couple of alternate routes that I tend to take. So with this being said, we're going to go ahead and jump right into the game, because we just know it's that dang good. Alright, so the typical loadout that I like to go for, I used to go a lot more geared. But I've kind of stopped doing that because with this interchange loot run, the chances of running into players or scavs is minimal to zero. On most runs, I would say almost 9 out of 10, you won't even have to engage with a single scav, so you don't even have to worry about that whatsoever. So with that being said, I'm going in with a pretty simple loadout. This helmet here, you can get that for 18,000 rubles from Rackman. This particular chest piece, if you take a look here, you're looking at 35,000 rubles for this chest piece, and they repair really good. So for instance, if I bought this 33,000 ruble one right here and repaired that, it would repair to like 48 durability. So it's perfect enough to survive any typical gunfight that you're going to get into with a raider or a scav or anything like that. Starting to use lab lingo. Always use an attack 2, just because of the simple fact that the attack 2 does a fantastic job. It's you don't want to go in with a scav backpack on this particular run, because you're going to sorely limit the amount of gear that you can take out with you. And so this run typically takes me about 15 minutes in and out. It's pretty quick. The one thing that I am going to do with this particular run is I'm going to try something new that I haven't tried before. It's something that I've seen other people do often in labs, and so I'm actually going to try it on this run, and that is that I'm going to get a beta 2. I'm going to get a beta 2, and I'm going to stick this beta 2 inside of my attack 2, because what I've heard is that you're getting a little bit more space, because you're getting basically a scav backpack, and then you're getting this slot here for an extra gun, and this is large enough to fit quite a bit of items in there. So I'm going to load those in, those two in. Another thing that I like to do, this is optional, you don't have to do it, but I like to do it. It just quickens things. I like to go into the flea market, pick up this combat stimulant injector, the SJ6. Just grab one of those, that's all you need. I like to pop that right in right there and hotkey it down to number 4, and that's that. So the rest of what I'm doing here is I've got a shrimp. This is kind of a little bit more heavily loaded. You do not have to load it out this much. I like having the 2 lasers because it just kind of, I don't know, it's just kind of cool, but you don't need it. But what I do have is I have them set up so that when I on any normal basis, it's using the lasers, and then when I hit my tactical device, my laser shut off and the flashlight comes on. Okay, and it's just one flashlight, which is the one that's down here on the bottom. That's the one that comes on, and then when I shut the flashlight off, when I hit T again, flashlight goes off, 2 lasers come on. Okay, this is the preferred sight that I like to have. I've tried a couple other ones, but this one is really the best. This is an amazing gun, by the way. This is probably, I would say, in my opinion, best pistol, period. So the beauty of me running with this particular loadout is that I can kill easily anything that's in there, including players, especially if I'm aiming for the head, even if they have good gear. But I'm opening up 2 gun slots here. Often in these runs, I have found more than enough guns than I can actually carry. So the more available slots that I have for guns, the better that I have. You'll notice here that I'm only going in with 2 pistol mags, 1 grenade in case I need it. The tack rig is literally just for loot. including everything else. And then I have my gamma container open and ready to go to take up to 3 graphics cards, or a graphics card, a Tetris, 2 Tetris, graphics card, you name it. When I prioritize the most valuable items. So whatever's most valuable, at the end of the day, it's kind of like labs. You know, what can I go in with that's going to basically pay for the run, and so forth. So I stopped going in with heavy loadouts in this particular raid, just because you can still get killed sparingly. It doesn't happen often because most of the time I don't encounter players, and raider or scavs are pretty easy to kill. You know, so I've kind of just gotten over that. I don't need to go into this super geared and super loaded out. The most, you know, it's a pretty, you saw the armor, 30,000 rubles. You can't beat that. That has become my cheap loadout, period. Even when I go into labs, I'm going in with the press armor and an M2 and a tactical rig, or armored tactical rig, because it's good. It's good. It's good to pair the two. If one gets destroyed or the durability gets taken down, the other one can make up for it. It doesn't necessarily do a whole lot of extra stopping power. It can, but at the end of the day, if the tactical rig stops the bullet, it continues to protect the vest, so that your actual chest armor piece durability does not go down. Just about every gun that you're going to come in contact with in this particular raid won't even pierce through, you know, the M2, unless you're going against like a scav or a hunter with M61 ammunition. So with that being said, I swap out, you know, the armored rig just for the press armor. I'm going in here. It doesn't cost anything for me to go in other than the gear. I would say, you know, you don't have to take a beta 2 inside of your attack 2. That's 50,000 rubles that I don't have to do there, but I am choosing to. And you don't have to go in with an attack 2. You do not want to come into this raid with anything less than a scav, but you know, it is what it is. So this particular run, this particular video, is going to follow a path that mostly is associated with extreme low risk and high value output. I'm getting anywhere from 150,000 to up to 400,000 rubles. Depends on how many Tetrises spawn, or video cards, and so forth and so on. Guns even as well. All of the tech stuff I just immediately sell to Therapist. I'm not doing any trade-ins. You know, it's not worth it to me. You know, I've tried doing some of the trade-ins. I don't particularly care for it, but so yeah, I'm just selling all the tech stuff to Therapist, and I sell all of the guns and gun parts that I pick up. I sell them right to Peacekeeper. You don't have to do it that way. You can sell it to Mechanic. I like to always have an inflow of rubles and inflow of dollars. I would say that once my dollars reach a certain point, I would probably stop selling to Peacekeeper, and only from there on out sell to Mechanic to just watch my rubles go up. I don't know exactly how much I would make in this raid per hour, or how you would calculate that up, but honestly, if you were to do this raid, only this raid, this path for, you know, I would say like an 8-hour for a long period of time, for, you know, if you were going to be on playing for 8 hours, you know, say you were going to do that, I don't see why you could make several million pretty easily. You know what I mean? You could, I don't know, I have a sneaky feeling that if I honestly did that, maybe I'll try it one day, but I have a sneaky feeling that if I honestly did that, I think I could get up to 10 million in one solid good day, on and on and on. So just waiting for the players to load in. So my first priority is tech shops. I do not mess around with idea. I don't mess around with any of those things. I understand that there's statues and there's different things in there that are valuable, but nothing is as valuable as what you get out of the tech shops. Those are the most valuable areas. The only other variable to that is Kiba, but this particular loot run does not include Kiba whatsoever. So First point is to figure out where we are spawning, locating where we're at. Looks like we are south. We're in the very back. Fantastic. I'm going to go ahead and take my stim shot. That's going to give me the boost that I need to head on through. So we are here on the very south, very west or east exit. So we're coming right into OLI. Just kind of taking a peek over towards the side here, see if there's any scavs. Currently not seeing any at the moment. I'll run a few steps in here. If I hear them shout and holler, that'll let me know if there's any raiders, any scavs here. If I call them raiders, just know that I'm talking about scavs. Make an immediate beeline here. Grenade box. I'm gonna pick up anything that's in here. I do not run up this escalator. Typically from here, I run through furniture shop, and I'll start here first. This will give me a moment to not only loot this real quick, but it'll give me a moment to see if I hear anything else going on. Look at that SKS that we got right there. Usually some tech items that will spawn right here. Keeping my eye out for scavs over in that direction. I have not really found a whole lot of valuable things here. You can choose to pick up the cigarettes if you want. Got a magnet there, a light bulb, nothing there. I do not bother with the cash registers. CPU fan, GPX. G-scan and the GPX I will place inside of that unless I find something more valuable. I'm immediately going to run here. Especially with this spawn, we spawned really close. Chances of you encountering players yet up here is extremely slim. Graphics card. We're going to drop the graphics card right in there. Like that. No fuel conditioner. In the meantime, while I'm doing this, I'm listening very closely to footsteps approaching from down the hall. I hardly ever have once. Look at those G-phones. 2 IG-phones. I'm going to kick that out. We're going to drop these two right there. That there has paid for my loadout and everything on its own. What I have in my beta container. So I do all this side, and I take a peek. I do this side here, and I just kind of walk up. Check this side here. Check that back side for graphics card. Alright, and that's the end of this raid. So even if I die at this moment, even if I were to get sideswiped or anything like that from a player, with what I have in my gaming container alone, I've pretty much paid for my loadout. Come in here, looking around, not seeing any signs of any players. Another U-lamp, another graphics card. I think we're gonna drop that graphics card here. Now you're starting to see the tunneling effect happen here from my stim that I took. I'm going to take a peek, see if I see any scavs right there, and then I'm going to dart here. Another graphics card, and then I'm going to run straight this way, check right here. Usually there's a Tetris that can spawn there. Tetris will also spawn here and right along this top one here. I'll check that, and I'll go. I've been considering about the idea of throwing G-Store into this particular loot run just because it's right there and I can get to it relatively easy. There is a weapon, an AKM with ammunition that will spawn there, as well as an M22 backpack that can spawn there. I've seen the rifle twice, I've only seen the backpack once. From there, I will immediately head right back down to the basement. Take a look over to the ramp, just to see if I see any players heading in that direction. And then I'm going to finish up here with the garage loot section of everything. Now, once I get to underneath of the ramp, I'll actually manage my storage a little bit more. So this is my first time taking the M2. We'll see, or the Beta 2 inside. We'll see if there's any increase in capacity of what I'm able to take. Look at that. Pass on the juice. Check this. Okay, from here, what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to start reloading, reallocating all of the two slot items. I'm going to start relocating them right there, just like this. Just like that there. Alright. I've gotten a lot quicker with this run. I've recognized that there just aren't any players down here. They just don't come down here at all. This has been a relatively pretty quiet raid to begin with. Usually by now I've heard shots. I might actually be alone on this, which is nice. Come over here. I have found underneath the ramp, in that case, I have found M4s. I've found M4s, AS valves in that case right there that I just looted. I've also found Rebuy thermal scopes, which are really nice. I've found several different guns in this particular crate as well. Most of the gun crates. Most of the gun crates have a high firearm spawn rate, to be honest. Taz. We'll fold that. Put that right there. We'll drop that right there. Drop those in there. Sounds like the rain is starting. M4s, AKMs, all sorts of different firearms inside of this particular chest here. Looks like we're going to get maybe 2 guns here. I could be wrong. I have found a Sega 12 there very frequently. That is not a rare spawn. You'll find that pretty frequently. I always activate the crate and then aim towards where players or raiders might come from. So at this point, I'm done. So I can just leave. There is more for me to loot. There's a couple more crates that I can go for. If I'm feeling froggy, I can also go after some scabs or raiders or something along the lines of that. I just beeline straight through the parking lot and kind of zigzag my way around, just making a shortcut. If there is a player who happens to be sniping, yes, this does leave me open. Not too terrible. might experience exit campers, but I don't experience a whole lot of exit campers, especially when you do this run. The more time you spend in interchange, the more chances you have of encountering an exit camper, because it gives them time to first recognize that there's a player there. If you're making a bunch of noise, it's letting people know that you're there. So there's not a whole lot of action in this run. You can, like I said, you can get froggy if you want and kill some raiders, but this is solely a loot run. This is for me to just make money. If I want action, I'll go play factory, or I'll go play labs, or I'll come in more heavily geared and do a more geared run and come in on a more higher populated server. So I didn't have to kill anybody. You notice I didn't encounter any scavs. I didn't encounter any players whatsoever. Super cool, super easy, super streamlined. And I'm pretty certain we just made over 300,000 rubles. So, and that's without selling even anything to the auction house, which I don't know. Some things I might sell. We'll see. So just for the sake of this run, I'm going to go ahead and sell everything that I picked up directly to, I'm going to sell it directly to Therapist and Mechanic, just so you guys can see the amount of rubles, period, that was made off of doing this run. So that way, you don't have to try to calculate or anything what it was in dollars. So I'm just going to go to sell here. That was a really good tech run, even though there were no Tetrases. Really good tech run. You can see right there. So I have made 600,000, 600K, easy. Because this is almost 400K right there. We're gonna just leave those right there so we can know exactly how much we've made. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna drop everything right in there. I'm not even gonna bother trying to sell it on the auction house. I could, and yes, you could make a little bit more money, but I'm not gonna worry about it. It's another 135 right there. Right there, easy. 525,000 rubles is what we made on that one. Oh wait, I'll go ahead and sell that. Got like 530K rubles is what we made on that very simple, very smooth, very streamlined. All right, and so with this particular segment of the video, that concludes it. So join me right back and for the next one.